Today we are going to talk about shapes and basically just answer some questions about these shapes, specifically quadrilaterals, which are shapes that have four sides and four angles or vertices. So this is actually quite a good sheet here. It has determine which choices best apply to the statement. Choice or choices. So multiple answers can be right, which I definitely like because a lot of these shapes have overlap, right? So let's go to 1, okay? And let's just go over quickly. And once again, I'll put this sheet in the description of this video because it is very useful. But just to go over it again, square, all sides are equal, all angles are 90 degrees. These are all quadrilaterals. A rectangle, opposite sides are equal, all angles are 90 degrees. A rhombus, all sides are equal, two pairs of parallel lines, opposite angles are equal. A parallelogram, opposite sides are equal, two parallel lines. A kite is adjacent sides are equal, so adjacent means the ones that are next to each other, two congruent angles. A trapezoid is anything with one pair, any quadrilateral with one pair of parallel sides, and then a trapezium has no pairs of parallel sides. So let's go back to here. So we have is a quadrilateral, so all of these are quadrilaterals, parallelogram, rectangle, trapezoid, square. Okay, has four angles that are 90 degrees. A parallelogram and trapezoid do not have four angles that are 90 degrees, so a rectangle and square would be the only ones, and has four sides of equal length. So the only one that has four sides of equal length is a square. So the square is the only answer that would make sense for this. So number 2 is a quadrilateral. As I said before, a rectangle, a parallelogram, a trapezoid, and a rhombus, they all have four sides and four angles, so they're all quadrilaterals. To answer this one, it would be all of them are right. Is a quadrilateral has no parallel lines. So a rhombus has parallel lines, a square has parallel lines, a parallelogram obviously has parallel lines, but a kite is the only one that does not have parallel lines, right? So as you can see, rhombus, two pairs of parallel lines. A square has to have parallel lines because they are 90-degree angles. So a rectangle, a parallelogram, obviously that's the biggest part of a parallelogram. So a kite is the only one that does not have any parallel lines because the lines that are the same length are not across from each other, they are adjacent or next to each other. So the only one that makes sense for number 3 is a kite. So is a quadrilateral has only one pair of parallel sides. So a parallelogram, a square, and a rhombus each have two pairs of parallel sides. So a trapezoid has just one pair, right, of parallel sides. One pair of parallel sides. So it's just a trapezoid. Is a quadrilateral does not have four right angles, okay, so we can take a rectangle out of there because that does have four right angles, but two sets of opposite angles the same degree. So a kite only has one set of opposite angles that are equivalent. So rectangle and kite cannot be right. Then we have a parallelogram and a rhombus, right? So which has two sets of opposite angles the same degree. So let's just check this. So the opposite angles are equal in a rhombus, but in a parallelogram, the opposite angles are not necessarily equal. So I guess I would just say a rhombus. Is a quadrilateral, has four angles that are 90 degrees. So both a rectangle and square have four angles that are 90 degrees, right? Parallelogram and kite do not have 90-degree angles. Is a quadrilateral, does not have four right angles, so rectangle and square can be automatically taken out, but two sets of opposite angles the same degree. So a kite only has one set of opposite angles. Also has four sides of equal length. So a rhombus would be it. So really the biggest thing is just kind of memorizing all of these attributes of the different shapes, because if you don't know those, you're never going to be able to figure this stuff out really. So yeah, hopefully that is helpful.